Welcome, welcome. It is the Burning River Browns Talk on the Fanatical Elves Network, the subsidiary of the Fans First Sports Network. I am Lou Marconi at lmarconi251 on Instagram and at lmarconi1973 on X, just to complicate things. Thank you for joining me. Appreciate each and every one of you. Thanks for joining me every night. Got some things to talk about. Hey, some stuff out of OTAs, positive, very positive stuff out of OTAs, and also a little bit of a follow up of what I talked about yesterday. Thank you guys for joining. I appreciate each and every one of you. But before we go any further, it is time for me to pause for a word for a word from our sponsors. Wow, I fumbled that a little bit. A word from our sponsors. Thank you for hanging with me. All right, thanks a lot. Okay, again, hey, Fanatical Elves Network provides great content for Browns fans and football fans alike. Please like, share, subscribe, hit the notification bell, comment. We love the interaction. We love each and every one of you. Thank you. We have a lot of great people with Fanatical Elves providing the content. So thanks a lot. We appreciate it. So let's talk about the OTAs. Did everybody see the video? Deshaun Watson was throwing. Yeah, wasn't going full speed, wasn't going high velocity, but he was throwing passes. I saw a few completed to Cedric Tillman. Great. He's throwing the football. He looks fine. 2 months out from training camp. He'll be ready to go. Will he play in preseason games? Probably not, but it's way too early to tell. He might get some game reps in one or two games. He might. There's no reason for him to play in the last game in Seattle. There's no reason for anybody of any consequence to play in the last game against Seattle, all the way out in Seattle, by the way, which is ridiculous. But yeah, so Deshaun Watson's throwing, which kind of debunks that conspiracy theory is the reason why we signed a fifth rookie quarterback for a couple extra days after the rookie workouts and OTAs. Can't even remember the guy's name because I don't even think he's on the team anymore. But people were speculating we signed him because Deshaun's not ready. He's fine. He'll be fine. Everything's good, guys. Plus, if you saw the same video of Nick Chubb running on the track, and Nick Chubb is actually running, looks good. Hey, that's running in a straight line. He's going to need to make cuts. He's going to need to take hits. He needs to increase that lower body strength. But don't get me wrong, that's positive and it's great. Could he be ready by week one? I would think there's no reason to rush him and there's no reason to push it. But he's going to have to start squatting. He's going to have to start making cuts. He's going to have to build up that lower body strength back up to what it was before the injury. If there's anybody that could come back quick from that injury, it's Nick Chubb because the man is superhuman, but he is human. So let's keep that in mind. So any conspiracy theory you hear or any negative thing, I take it with a grain of salt and consider the source, like what I talked about yesterday. And what did I talk about yesterday? Well, I talked about how a Cleveland.com article was pretty much accusing the Haslam's of holding the city of Cleveland hostage. There's still what do we got? 5 years left on their lease, but yet they're holding the city hostage. 5 years. Yeah, they also said we needed to be a little bit more patient for a new stadium back in the 90s. That person wasn't here. They don't know what happened or what went on. Because what went on and what happened was the move was the city of Cleveland and Browns fans were blindsided by the announcement of the move because we were voting the next day on the syntax extension. And all of that money was for that stadium that was built in 99. We had to build that stadium and had it ready to go by 99 or else we weren't getting a team. So we had to move quickly on it. And we had to put an expansion team on the field quickly, and we suffered for it for 20 years. That's what happened. It wasn't somebody holding somebody hostage. It's easy to paint a bad guy, and it's easy to do that. It sounds like to me a person that's not at all involved in the negotiation, and I'm not either, and I'm not going to speculate what's happening. But I know there's 5 years left on the lease. There's time to plan. There's time to get it right. Let the people involved negotiate and get it right. And that includes doing what's best for the city of Cleveland with that lakefront. And what is best for that lakefront is not to have a 78,000 football only outdoor stadium sitting there doing nothing 350 days out of the year. It's worthless. It's just it's idiotic to do that. It just doesn't make sense economically. Okay, I've been saying that, and I'll keep saying that. Plus, there's the other article of the the the, hexagon or whatever the heck that thing was. That science fiction design for the lakefront stadium, the built like that. Yeah, that I don't know if that's going to happen or not. Practical, and he hasn't presented it to anybody. I personally think that was just a clickbait news story. I don't think that was going to happen, and the reason why I didn't think that was going to happen was because he really didn't say anything, and there's plans probably already in place that are happening that we just don't even know about yet. It'll be announced sooner or later. And the last one was about Amari Cooper not getting extended yet. Well, Stefanski and Barry aren't extended yet either, but it'll be in place. This is the time of the year. It's rare that it happens. It might come around training camp or the start of the season, but they might see how Cooper does before they do anything with him. They have him till the end of the year. He's not going to ask for a trade. He didn't ask for a trade. He said he might ask for a trade. Well, you know what? A lot of things might happen. The sky might fall. It's ridiculous. And some of these sites and some of these sources are very negative. That's why I'm here, to put some reason and some sense behind it. And I believe in doing that. I'll connect with you. Be happy to do it. But yeah, that's really what's going on. First day of OTAs, you saw Deshaun Watson out there throwing. He probably won't throw as much tomorrow. I would guess he's on what a proverbial pitch count. I hate to say it that way because it's not pitching, but I'm sure they're monitoring or limiting his throws and monitoring them. And he's building up the strength in that shoulder, much like how Nick Chubb has to build up the strength in his legs because he couldn't use them for a while. So he has to get back to where he was. Takes time, takes work, takes perseverance. That's what we're here for, to put in the work and deal with the perseverance. I'm excited. We're like 2 months away from training camp. And I think I have a very good feeling about this team because I think it's probably best Browns team roster that we've had since I can remember. I'm talking late '80s. This is a good team. We are a good team. We just the Browns fans, especially the younger ones, don't know how to handle it. Yeah, and it's organic. It can be sustainable. It can be organic and it can be sustainable based on what how the owner's managing the cap and the front office is managing the cap. Don't listen to other people. Just don't listen to me. Appreciate it. Appreciate each and every one of you. Thank you. Again, keep in mind, you know, we've got a long way to go. It's going to be a long season and a lot can happen. But if this team stays relatively healthy, based on what we saw last year, this team is good enough to win the division and be in the AFC Championship game. And I mean that. I'm not just saying that. I'm not just waving pom poms or blowing smoke. I mean it. All right. Well, hey, that's going to wrap it up for this show. I appreciate each and every one of you. Thank you for joining me. I'll be back again tomorrow night at 9:30. I'll be on Friday night at 9 p.m. with Megan Donovan and Sherry, Browns fan girl. So we're going to have some fun, do a little bit of roasting. I like to do that. So we're going to do that. So hey, just I'll see you guys tomorrow night at 9:30. Talk about the latest on the Browns, talk about the latest on anything Cleveland sports related. Feel free to comment, like, share, follow Fanatical Elves, subscribe, hit the notification bell. Thank you for joining me. And always remember, when the river burns, it burns brown and orange. Have a good night.